What's going on, you guys? Let's talk about Nintendo's E3, the final E3 to talk about. Covered everything else. That includes Sony. So the Sony video is out. It's going up at the exact same time as this video. So once you're done with this one, you can jump over and watch the Sony video. I have a lot of stuff to say there. Maybe some quote-unquote controversial stuff to say. So go ahead and check out the Sony video. But for now, let's talk about Nintendo. A lot of people are, maybe I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I'd say there's quite a few people that are a bit disappointed with this Direct, and I can't blame them. If you were disappointed by this Direct, I can kind of understand that. I'm coming at it from a perspective of, well, okay, is this a good Direct? In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, it was a good Direct. Was it a good E3 presentation? That's where things get a little bit more debatable, in my opinion. I feel like it was okay, but maybe a bit underwhelming. Definitely too much Smash Brothers, as great as it looked, and I'll get into that. But I feel like they could have had more. But then when I think about it, it's like 2018 has Pokemon. It has Smash. It has the Mario Party that they just announced, which I'll get into in a second. It has Octopath Traveler in July. It has Monster Hunter Ultimate. Like, most of the months going forward have a game coming. Like, Nintendo has a first party or at least an exclusive game coming every month that's like a big title. So, I don't think it's as bad as everyone's saying it is. Like, I'm not saying the conference is great, or the presentation, it wasn't a conference, but you know what I mean. I don't think the presentation was phenomenal, and I definitely would have been nice to see updates on Metroid or whatever. But I'm like with what I said in the Sony video, they didn't have Medieval Remake. I'm not going to try to hold it against them too much that they didn't have that. I'm not going to hold it against them that they didn't have Metroid, that they didn't have, Bayonetta, because I want to judge the conference for what they have. I've been trying to do that with all the conferences, not for what they don't have, what they do have. The only time I'm going to judge them for what they don't have is if they don't have exclusives, because that's important to an E3 conference, is having exclusives. Um, the only one I'm kind of close to complaining about is Yoshi, just because where the fuck is Yoshi? Like, that's the only one, but like everything else, I can wait, because 2018 has games. So I'm not too worried about 2018 for the rest of the year. You know, it's, again, Mario Party, Pokemon, Smash, Octopath Traveler, Monster Hunter, Wolfenstein's coming to the Switch, Crash Bandicoot. Those are ports of third-party games, but they're still games to play on the Switch. So let's get into the conference. There's a phone ringing. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I apologize. Let's get into the conference. They started off with this new robot game for 2019 called Daemon X Machina, or Daemon Cross Machina, knowing Japan. It looked really cool. It was cel-shaded. It looked badass. Total surprise. Didn't see it coming. Don't know if I'll love it or like it or anything, but it looked good, and it's coming out in 2019, so it had a release window. Take note, Sony, release windows. Then they showed Xenoblade Chronicles DLC, so I'm sure Xenoblade Chronicles fans ate that up. I'm sure they loved that. So that was good. You know, it was good to see story content for that. It looks substantial. Hopefully it is. Then Reggie came out, talked about Pokemon, kind of lackluster, didn't really say anything new, other than that Mew comes with the Pokeball Plus. The Pokeball Plus is a customized Joy-Con that looks like a Pokeball. It comes with Mew inside. If that's exclusive, and I think he said exclusive, you're going to be paying $50 to use Mew. I don't like that. It's a side thing. You don't need it. You don't need to have Mew in your party. But on principle, that sounds pretty bullshit. And I don't know if I want to blame Nintendo or Game Freak or what, but I did not like that. I did not like that. Moving on from that, though, we had Fire Emblem. No, Fire Emblem might have been before Pokemon. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I don't remember when exactly they placed Fire Emblem. But they showed Fire Emblem finally. It was announced before. They showed gameplay. It looks good. The war scenes, the formations, all that stuff. Kind of bad at the pulled back camera. Like when the camera was pulled back before it like zoomed in to show all the stuff. Looked kind of bad, but once it zoomed in, it looked fine. So graphics were kind of inconsistent. They're probably still working on it. And that game had a release window. Again, Sony, take notes. So that game had a release window. of spring 2019. It is Nintendo's first delay, because I believe they said it was coming in 2018. I don't blame them, though, because even though it sucks to see a delay, and they broke their perfect record with the Switch, even though I think ARMS was like low-key delayed, kind of like it was coming out in spring, and then it came out in June, which is kind of summer, so I don't know. But yeah, so aside from ARMS, it's their first delay. It's their first delay for the Switch that didn't hit its release date that it was supposed to hit. I don't really care, though, because this year is so packed with games that I don't even blame them. Fire Emblem has been gaining momentum, but at the same time, it's still a niche title, and you have shit like Tomb Raider and Spider-Man and the Spyro trilogy and Smash and Pokemon. You have a lot of high-profile stuff coming out this year, this back half of the year. There's a lot of stuff coming. So, yeah, I can definitely see why they want to push that into the next year. I don't know if that's why they push it into next year. I'm assuming that they maybe have to work on it longer. It's a genuine development delay. But honestly, if it was just a release date delay to give it some breathing room, I could understand. So, not too disappointed about that. At least it had a release window. What else did they show? They had a sizzle reel with a bunch of stuff. Fortnite's on the Switch. That's great. I mean, I don't care about Fortnite too much. I've played it with my friends. It's fine. It's just good to have that high-profile game on your system. That game that everyone is playing right now is on the Switch. I did a couple matches. It runs good. It looks worse. It looks noticeably worse, but it runs good. And it's not too bad. So, yeah, good to have Fortnite. Good that they dropped it same day. That was a nice announcement. They had some indie games like Hollow Knight. That drops today. Octopath. No. I'm sorry, because it dropped yesterday. It dropped the day of the conference. That's what they said. They said not every, but they said Hollow Knight and Fortnite come out same day. So yesterday those came out. Today, Octo expansion came out for Splatoon, though they didn't announce that in the actual Direct, which was kind of weird. They saved it for the Splatoon Championship, which I get why you do that, but it kind of hurts the Direct, I guess, to not have Octopath announced to say, hey, it's coming out tomorrow, guys. That would have been cool to have. Then they had Smash Brothers. Then it became the Smash Brothers Direct after that, and it was a meticulous, very in-depth deep dive into Smash Brothers with changed mechanics, changed character designs, changed character voicing and sound effects, and it was awesome. Stages, fighters, everyone's in it. Everybody is in this game. So if you like a certain Smash Brothers character and you wanted them to come back, literally all of them are in it. Snake, Jigglypuff, Pichu, fucking Pichu's back. He still shocks himself. Lucas, Wolf, everyone. Every character who's ever been in Smash Brothers, all the DLC, Cloud, Bayonetta, everybody is back. And they also added the Inklings, and they added Ridley. And that's awesome. I don't care too much about adding Ridley. I was never someone who gave a fuck about it because, like Nintendo said, he's too big, it's hard to program, whatever. But they did it, They did it. The fans wanted it, and they did it. And I think that speaks volumes as far as, wanting to please their fans nowadays. And maybe we'll, hey, and Mario Party also. They announced Super Mario Party for this year, and it also looks like it's going back to the traditional Mario Party format. Instead of everyone being in one car going around the board, they changed it to the old style. So it's nice to see that they're doing things to appeal to the older fans, the longtime fans. So yeah, I liked seeing that stuff. Those were both good statements on how they want to please fans. Maybe Paper Mario will go back to being its former glory. Who knows? But yeah, with all that said, I'm trying to think what else they had besides Smash. And Smash was great. I'm not going to go into everything Smash had because it was forever long. But what they had to show was good. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's a fine Direct. Again, when I say fine, it's fine. It's nothing special. It's nothing groundbreaking or great. But it did have A couple of cool things like Mario Party, Fire Emblem, that new robot game. Everything had a release window. Dragon Ball Fighters is coming to the Switch. That was in the sizzle reel. A lot of cool stuff in the sizzle reel that I know are third-party games that are coming over. That's really cool to see. Trying to think what else they had, and I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but they showed the Xenoblade DLC. That's it, I think. I don't know. They had quite a few things to show, but at the same time, not much, if that makes any sense. Um, the stuff they showed was okay, nothing too groundbreaking, nothing to blow your mind. But I think the rest of the year has enough games that were covered, and then maybe the next Direct in the fall will have some information on Metroid or Bayonetta. Maybe not Metroid, they might save that for E3, but they might have, like, Bayonetta news in the fall. And who knows, maybe the game will come in the summer of 2019, around when E3 have. Who knows? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But 2019 is the future. 2018 is now. Their 2018 has plenty of cool stuff. Something for everybody, really. Mario Party for party people, casual, whatever, minigame lovers. Octopath for RPGs. Smash Brothers for fighting game fans. They have something for most everybody coming up. So even though I probably liked Sony's more in the sense that it had more games that appealed to me personally, I can't deny that Nintendo had probably the better showing. More release windows, more release dates. Their dive into Smash Brothers was way more meticulous than anything Sony had, and it also had a release date for this year. So I would just slightly give it to Nintendo. But that's me trying to be very objective. If I'm being subjective and I'm going by my own personal preferences, then Sony had more games that appealed to me. Or I don't want to say more games that appealed to me, but the games they had appealed to me more than the games Nintendo had. Like Spider-Man, like Last of Us, like Ghost of Tsushima. So, yeah, I might have preferred Sony like by a hair, but I found Nintendo's to be more just like middle of the road fine, whereas Sony's came across to me as a bit more like disappointing, I guess. So take that for what it is. They're practically tied for me if it really matters to you. So yeah, Nintendo, if you thought it was underwhelming, not going to argue. That's totally fair. For me, it was fine. Not the best conference. I think Microsoft probably won this year. So yeah, that's what I thought about this conference. What did you guys think about Nintendo's conference? Go ahead, or Direct, I keep calling it a conference. What did you guys think about Nintendo's Direct? Are you excited for anything? Smash Brothers, Mario Party, Fire Emblem. What do you think about Fire Emblem being delayed? Like I said, I think it's to probably get away from how packed 2018 is as far as games coming out in the next couple months. So yeah, Fire Emblem, release date, all that stuff. Anything that was here, the robot game, go ahead, talk about it in the comments section below if you feel like it. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you've seen here. So click that little bell to get notifications when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.